Stephanie Abrams is live at Caltech in Pasadena, where the experts explain the difference. Stephanie.
Well, Paul, USGS seismologists say the Earth on the East Coast is more cohesive, so it transmits more energy, which is why this earthquake was felt as far as 500 miles away.
This is the largest earthquake to occur on the east coast of the United States since the end of the 19th century.
Seismologists at the California Institute of Technology are studying the earthquake that hit northwest of Richmond, Virginia, just before 11 a.m. our time. They now say the magnitude was 5.8, 7 miles below the surface of the Earth, with a maximum intensity felt at 7, meaning the shaking was more severe than the quake, and managed to move buildings as far south as Georgia, north to New England, and as far west as Indiana. Why? USGS seismologist Lucy Jones explains the rocks on the East Coast are colder and harder than the rocks here in California.
The rocks on the East Coast are a better transmitter of energy than the rocks here on the West Coast. Out here, they're relatively young and they're broken up by faults. Out there, they're very intact, and an intact bell rings more loudly than a cracked bell.
Fortunately, the quake hit in a rural area at least 20 miles from the nearest city, so the more populated areas did not feel the worst of the shaking. That does not mean, though, that the risk is over.
Chances are the worst has already happened. But there's definitely a possibility, we see it a few % of the time, that you get a lot more damage from something that's triggered later, either because it's larger or because it's closer to people.
Although a large earthquake like this is extremely rare on the East Coast, seismologists say it happened on a familiar fault line.
3.9 in 2003 followed a few months later by a 4.5 in the same general area, both of those in 2003.
Right now, seismologists here are watching for more aftershocks. So far, they say there have been 2 very small ones. But coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll explain why an aftershock could actually cause more damage than the original quake. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from Caltech, Stephanie Abrams, CBS 2 News.
Stephanie, thank you. Shaken buildings and shaken nerves. Keep it on.